Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Former interim Democratic National Committee, DNC, head Donna Brazile has been on the warpath against her own party over the last week after her conscience caught up with her. After first confirming what we've expected about Hillary Clinton rigging the election in her favor to kick her competitor, Bernie Sanders, out of the running, Brazile has doubled down on releasing what she knows. Fully realizing the ramification of exposing the Clintons and now one of the biggest mysteries about who killed Seth Rich, Brazile did what she felt she had to in order to get the truth out and has now vanished. Democrats don't like the truth and have done everything they can in the last few days to discredit her, despite being one of their own. In the midst of major social media CEOs going before Congress in an investigation about supposed Russian involvement in swaying the election with ads they paid for on social media, Brazile dropped the bomb about who really rigged the election. Confirming what Hillary did that was the most detrimental and illegal to the results of the 2016 presidential election, the left has not only remained focused on these Russian ads, but now is intentionally trying to bury Brazile in the truth she brings, namely, her theory she just released on who killed Seth Rich. Daily Caller reports. Former interim Democratic National Committee, DNC, head Donna Brazile worried Seth Rich was either killed for being white or by Russians. From her book Hacks. I felt some responsibility for Seth Rich's death. I didn't bring him into the DNC, but I helped keep him there working on voting rights. With all I knew now about the Russians hacking, I could not help but wonder if they had played some part in his unsolved murder. Besides that, racial tensions were high that summer and I worried that he was murdered for being white on the wrong side of town. My friend, Elaine expressed her doubts about that, and I heard her. The FBI said that they did not see any Russian fingerprints there. Brazile repeatedly returns to the subject of being haunted by Rich's murder, even though other Democrats have pounced on anyone who suggested that the murder was anything other than a robbery gone wrong. The DNC data staffer was killed days before WikiLeaks began publishing its emails, and his valuables were not taken. Also in her book, after making these statements about what really happened to Rich, she pointed out how she has feared for her own life and rightfully so. Since exposing these details, she said she disappeared into her house to hide from snipers and other covert killers. On Saturday, May Drudge of the Drudge Report tweeted, Brazile writes she was haunted by the murder of DNC Seth Rich, and feared for her own life, shutting the blinds so snipers could not see her. This is significant for one reason in particular, as pointed out by The Blaze. Right-wing sites reported for months on Rich's murder, all while the mainstream media accused them of peddling conspiracy theories. But if Brazile wrote about it in her book, then it gives even more credence to the theory. With Democrats quick to pass off what happened to Rich when he was suddenly killed after exposing what he knew, it's clear that they have something to hide, which obviously isn't good. There's too much evidence pointing to more than a robbery gone wrong, and now Brazile has solid reason to fear for her own fate after all she's releasing. Now, the mainstream media hacks, CNN, are desperately trying to discredit her and her claims, and the reason can only be to protect their own party. CNN directed its employees to undermine and discredit Donna Brazile after her new book confirmed that the DNC worked with the Clinton campaign to rig the primary against Bernie Sanders, InfoWars reported after the revelation of this sick tactic came to the surface on Tucker Carlson's Fox News show Monday night. According to highly informed sources, we spoke to highly informed top management at CNN directed its employees to undermine Brazile's credibility, Carlson said. Anchors and producers were vocally offended by her attacks on their friends, the Clintons. If you've been watching that channel, you may have noticed CNN's anchors suggesting that Donna Brazile cannot be trusted, precisely because she took part in efforts to break the primaries for Clinton, he explained. According to Paul Joseph Watson for InfoWars, Carlson then played clips from CNN showing anchors going off the same talking points, calling Brazile a liar. A Glenn Greenwald article also highlights how other journalists and networks have been spreading fake news designed to exonerate Hillary Clinton's behavior, including the myth that the DNC Hillary D. only applied to the general election. The media loves a scandal, but they can't seem to downplay this one fast enough, Carlson said, along with providing proof of his assertion by playing a clip from Brazile's recent appearance on ABC's This Week when she defended herself against her detractors by saying they can't shut her up but they can go to hell. Brazile has a target on her back and she's a brave woman to forge ahead with the facts, knowing that she could very well be destroyed for it, or worse. One win is that she's likely to sell 10,000 times more books as Hillary Clinton just did, since hers is packed with facts. What happened to Rich could not have been a botched robbery, since she wouldn't be haunted by that. She knows, and the truth has a strange way of revealing itself.